Okay. UK. Okay, I can see we are currently joining from all over the world. So nobody from America, Asia, um, Canada. Okay, Canada. So she's in North America. That's awesome. What about the rest of us? I would love to get feedback from us today. So welcome to the session. Now, the way I intend to have this session go is for us to be very much interactive, okay? So we actually have something interesting in store for us. So please, to take advantage of this session, please interact with myself, all right? So without wasting much time, I'm going to introduce us to what we are going to be discussing more on today, okay? So we actually have a lot of interesting stuff for us, all right? So please and please make sure you keep your audio mute, your video turned off, and make sure what you're ready to give me feedback on the comment section. And also, to make sure that you get all the resources that we are going to be using for today's session, you have to fill the attendance form. It's very important because we are going to be sending all the resources, the video, the data, the solution, whatever resource we are sharing today, the slide, we're going to share it to everyone on that attendance form. So make sure you fill what's your attendance, okay? So it's just a simple form that will be placed on the comment section by my colleagues, okay? And you can fill it in less than a minute. Just a very simple form, all right? So it's good to have every one of us here today. So what are we going to be discussing about today? We are going to discuss about what exploratory data analysis, but we'll be looking at how we can apply it to what real life churn analysis. So it is actually interesting, okay? And very simple to do. So we are going to break it down to the lowest form such that everybody will be able to understand, participate, and enjoy the session. All right. So welcome to today's session. If you're just joining us, now we'll be talking about what's churn analysis, real life churn analysis. So I'm going to explain what these terms mean, okay? What does exploratory data analysis mean? What does real life churn analysis? What does churn analysis mean, okay? I'm going to break down these concepts in a way that will be easy for us to understand, okay? Now, so to introduce us to the organizer of today's session, Tenalytics, I'm sure we all know, we must have all heard about Tenalytics one way or another, okay? So Tenalytics is what an edtech company that is what specializing in helping what Africans, okay, and people in Black community to learn what premium tech skills and lower entry barrier into tech. So that is what our specialty, okay, in training and bridging the gap between where you are currently and where you intend to go to regarding what your tech skill. Okay, now we offer a large variety of service ranging from data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics. Wow, the analytics is actually offering a lot, even cybersecurity, AI engineering, and so on. All right. So if you have interest in all these areas, you are in the right place. You're in the right place to actually get a little bit of understanding of what these things mean. Okay. And we'll be doing a practical session today. All right. So that is it for Tenalytics. And I'll go on to introduce our sweet founders of Tenalytics. So we have Adeza and Efimena. They are the founders of Tenalytics. They are experts in the field, in the data field, with more than a decade of experience working across diverse companies. So they understand the demand for these rules. They know the dynamics of these rules, the skill sets that are required, how the market tends to adjust itself, what is needed. So they've created this company to suit a specific need, and you are in the right place today. All right, so let's move on and let me introduce myself. So who is this guy that just turned on his camera and is talking? Who is this guy? Who is this fresh? Is it? I'm not fresh. But anyway, I'm just joking. My name is Asemuta Precious, and I'm a data scientist in Tenalytics. And I have over half a decade of experience working with machine learning solutions. And I've worked in a lot of industries, worked in with other experts in other fields like data analysis, data engineering, working using performing traditional data science process or machine learning engineering, name it, okay? So I actually have a wide range of experience in these fields, and I'll be sharing with you a little bit of my experience and giving you a snippet of what you tend to gain by being with Analytics, okay? So just stay tuned, all right? So there's actually a lot to discuss, a lot of interesting stuff that will benefit you, okay? That will what benefits you. Now, what are we going to be doing today? We're going to do a live coding exercise, EDA with Python. So what is EDA? Exploratory Data Analysis, EDA. Okay, so we're going to do a live coding session, and I'll take you through what's the pathway on how to become a data scientist and securing a job. Now, I know we are all interested in becoming, if not a data scientist, but an expert in this data field. Okay, and the main reason why we want to embark on this journey is not for knowledge sake. I know that for sure. We are not starting because we will just want to secret dopamine. We just want to learn stuff and entice our brain. No, that's not what we want to do. We are actually trying to get a job. So it's either you are transitioning or you want to get into this tech space for the first time. So I'm going to explain the pathway on what it takes, the minimum requirements and other additional requirements that you need to become a data scientist and how to secure a job. Okay, so those are two different ball games. You might be a data scientist and still be finding it hard to get a job. So now, how do you get a job when you are a data scientist? So I'm going to explain all that, and I'm going to take us through what Analytics Growth Internship program. There's a lot of interesting stuff to mention there, all right? So please make sure you are present all through this exercise, and I'll be taking us through our special discount offer too, okay? So we have some special discount offer for you, okay? So being present in this meeting today, you stand the chance to benefit from our offer, okay? So please stay tuned to the end and make sure that you follow through. All right, so now I would like for us to comment on the chat box. I want to know, what is our experience level with Python on a scale of 1 to 10? With 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So what is your experience level with Python? How good are you with Python? 4, okay, you're good to go. You have enough skill to hack Pentagon with. Anyway, I'm joking. Okay, 408. Wow, we have some experts in the house. Somebody says 060. All right, good. 0, 0. Okay, I'm seeing more of zeros now. 5, 2, and so on. 0. No problem at all. Even if your expert level is -1, even if it's -10, yeah, to the other negative extreme, you are still in the right place. Okay, so you do not have anything to worry about. Okay, so -20. Are you sure you don't have something to worry about? So but anyway, you still do not have anything to worry about. Okay, so we are going to be doing a practical live session. Now, if he's laughing, so if you would like to code along with me, make sure your laptop is opened up. All right, now I'm going to be using a data set actually, so I'll give you a step-by-step process on how you can use this data set that I have currently with me. Okay, good. So okay, I'm still seeing more comments. Excuse me. I'm still seeing more comments on the chat section. 0. Okay, all right. So what are we doing today? We talked about performing a live coding exercise. All right, so that is one of the main takeaway from this current session that we are on. Okay, please give me a minute, guys. Let me open up. All right, so let's move on with this. So now we talked about churn analysis. I used this word earlier on. I said we want to perform churn analysis. So what is churn analysis? Churn is a very simple word. What does it mean? It refers to the rate at which customers stop using stop doing business with a company over a period of time. The rate. in which they stop patronizing a particular company. They stop doing business with a company. Say, for instance, you ordinarily subscribe to Netflix and you're like, you know what, I no longer want to stop, I no longer want to subscribe to Netflix. So you delete your account, you delete the application, and you stop subscribing, you stop using Netflix. So basically what you've done is you've withdrawn from actually patronizing Netflix. And to Netflix, you are a customer that have churned. You basically left the platform, you stopped using them, you stopped doing business with them. Okay, so that is what churn is about. Now, churn analysis is basically what it means literally. Okay, you're analyzing churn. All right, the process of trying to understand the why. Why did these customers would stop patronizing our company? That is a very big question. Okay, so how can we answer this question? Are we going to start messaging every customer and tell us, well, why did you stop patronizing me now? And you have, let's say, 10,000 customers and 5,000 stopped using your product or stopped patronizing you. Are you going to message all 5,000 of them to try and understand why they left? No, we are data scientists. So we've been collecting data from our customers while they were patronizing us. So what can we do with that data? We can analyze it and see if there is a specific pattern to which this set of customers actually stop patronizing the business. And by doing that, you are actually trying to interpret your data to understand what's correlation, what can I attribute to be the possible reason to customers churning? Or if not reason, but how can I understand if a customer would likely leave my business? Would likely stop patronizing me or not? Okay, how do I get to understand that? So do I check the customer's account balance and say that, okay, you know what? Customers that have account balance of over $10,000, they tend to stop patronizing after they've started. Is that something we can see? So we'll look at it today, okay? We'll see how we can take a very simple churn analysis and we'll see the insights that we get from it, all right? Good. So now let's move forward, okay? Now, what are some benefits of churn analysis? Customer retention, increased revenue, and improved customer satisfaction. Now, let's interpret each of these one at a time, okay? So what benefits will it give to a company to understand, to perform this churn analysis? Now, companies do not just like embarking on projects because they are tech companies, or let's say, oh, we've got our data, let's just do a fun trip into our data and see what we can find. No, they do it for a reason, because they understand that the results they get from these analysis will benefit them. I know you must have heard that, you're a data scientist, you'll be analyzing data, performing machine learning, this, that, and that. This is a simple task a data scientist might perform. Now we're asking, how does the company benefit from this? Now, customer retention. If a company is able to identify factors that lead to churn or factors that are associated with high churn rates, they will be proactive, they will develop proactive retention measures, such as personalized promotion and improved customer service. I'm sure some of you must have experienced this one way or another. You stop using MTN and you switched over to Glo. And after 3 months, MTN is now like, let's give this guy 20 gig for 5 naira. That sort of offer. Let's give him one enticing offer that will just be like, because of this offer, I want to start using MTN again. So that is an action that companies actually take to prevention. So how do they know that you're about to leave? So there are certain things that they look at. They don't just say, oh, this customer has stopped using it for a long time. No, they also analyze other things to say, oh, this customer is likely to stop and never come back. So let's try and retain this customer. And now think about it. They can't give special offer to all our customers just because we want to retain all of them. And the downside is the more loyal you are as a customer, the less you likely get offers like this. But anyway, what I'm saying is they can't just give offers to all their customers. So they need to give specific customers that are likely to churn. Oh, your friend has been using MTN for just 2 months. You've been using it for 2 years, but he is getting more offers than you do. Why? Maybe customers that early customers tend to churn more. They notice that within the first 3 months of using MTN, they always run away from MTN. They always stop using it. And for that reason, the moment you register a new SIM, your first 3 months, they start pumping you, like bombarding you with offers like this to just make sure you stay beyond that certain threshold, and then they start treating you like every other loyal customer. So that's the idea. So there's a way they tailor their marketing strategy, their retention strategy towards the data. What is the data saying? The data is like historic information. The data is telling us this. So therefore, let's do this to avoid this, or let's do this to maintain this. Let's do this to keep on getting this. That is how it works. Very, very well. Simple. So other things, increased revenue. Retaining existing customers is what cost effective. It is more difficult to gain a customer that has left already than to retain the one that is with you. See, the moment you mess up and I leave MTN, I've already bought another SIM card that I want to use. The moment Netflix messed up and I stop using Netflix, I've already subscribed for another platform that I prefer. So Netflix would have to do twice as much as they would have done. They would have to do what? Put in twice the effort to gain me back. So it is cost effective to retain customers that are already with you. So for that reason, you are helping them reduce their cost and also increase the revenue by doing that, indirectly increasing revenue, because the money they would have spent on retaining, trying to get back a lost customer, they can spend it on retaining like 10 customers before to make sure that they never leave in the first place. So it is what helps increase revenue, because retaining already existing customers is what cost effective. Now, improved customer satisfaction. Now, when you create a service, when you create a business that is offering a specific service, your objective, fine, is to generate revenue, but you also want to satisfy your customers, because the more satisfied customers you have, the more new customers you get, and the more money you make. So the more you satisfy your customer, the more money you make from them. So now think about it. If customers that leave a business is either because maybe they can't afford it, okay, let's assume that, okay, aside the ones that can't afford it, the rest are unhappy. That's why they left, they stopped patronizing, okay, or they found a better offer. So the idea is if you can satisfy those customers that are likely to leave, they would remain in the business. So trying to improve customer satisfaction will reduce the rate of churning. It will reduce the rate in which customers are leaving your business. Okay, so I've actually been talking and explaining. Please, I don't like to talk a lot. Don't assume that I talk a lot, please. Okay, but now I want us to put on the feedback. If you understand what I have been explaining, a yes or a no. A yes or a no, okay? Have you been following everything I explained? I explained what churn analysis is, the reason for it. Now I talked about some of the benefits. These are not all the benefits of churn analysis, okay? So I'm just giving you some because, as you know, we can't spend all day here, okay? So, but I hope a few of you will be able to get 1 or 2 new stuff that you learned today. All right. Very clear. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let's move on to other aspects of this. So now, like I said, we are going to be doing a live practical coding session, okay? So we need to understand what we do. Now, at analytics, when we are teaching data scientists and even data analysis and data engineers, we don't teach you just to know what to do. We also teach you to know why you are doing it. And we also teach you to know who you are doing it for. Why are we saying this? I'm sure a lot of us did mathematics in secondary school or high school, basically. So, and personally, when I was in secondary school too, I hated maths because I didn't understand it. And I didn't understand it because I didn't know why I was doing it. Teacher would just come to class and say, trigonometry, angle this, angle that, cosine this, cosine that. That's why I hated it a lot. Although when I left secondary school, I fell in love with it. But anyway, I hated it at that point because I didn't understand why I was doing it. Now, why am I saying this? It is best to know not just how to solve a problem, but why you are solving the problem. Then in secondary school, we're always finding the X. Why are we finding X for God's sake? Where in real life will I be looking for X? Huh? You just keep finding X and looking for X and looking for X. Now, in analytics, we teach you to what? Understand the business scenario around a problem first. Now, there is a concept called the CRIPS DM methodology. Okay, CRIPS DM methodology. Now, this methodology is basically sharing you the templates, more like the workflow of a data science process. Okay, so you want to first off understand the business. I can't just walk into a business, they employ me, they say you're a data scientist, and I'm sitting there, I don't even know what the business is about. I don't know their objective. I don't know the problem they are trying to solve. That won't work, okay? So it's good you understand the business scenario so that when you are learning, you know that, oh, this stuff I'm learning can be applied to a business scenario like this. And not just that, when you get to an interview, it's an easy way for you to distinguish yourself from other applicants because you not only explain concepts, but you explain business scenarios around those concepts. So, and even when you get a job, you understand that before I embark on any project, I should at least understand the business aspect of that project. Good, okay? So I'm just giving us a short business intro before we go into this is a very much summarized part, okay? Before we go into the coding aspect. I know we can have itchy fingers. We just want to start coding. Nah, you need to take a systematic approach to it, all right? So business introduction. Now, today we are all data scientists and we are working for a company called Connectel. And it's a top telecommunication provider that focuses on high quality service and customer satisfaction. So for this now, you can see what the objective of the company is. They are focusing on giving a high quality service. And customer satisfaction is a watchword, is a catchphrase there, okay? They also focus on customer satisfaction. So in this problem that they present with us, they have specific needs for us, to examine. Please. All right, they have specific need they need us to examine. Now, this case study examines the impact of payment methods, not the impact of salary or the impact of GDP or the impact of the tsunami or whatever. Okay, the impact of payment methods. So our focus is streamlined at this point. Payment method and technical support on customer churn. Now they want to understand the payment methods we have. Perhaps they just introduced this variety of payment method and they are wondering, oh, is it going to affect our business? Is it going to stress customer a lot? That they are not like, you know what, these people's payment methods are too stressful. I just want to go to a different company that offers a simple payment method, that sort of thing. So now they are wondering how their payment method and tech support. Are they wondering, is our tech support functioning? Is it giving the proper service to customers? Are customers being frustrated by trying to use our product? Those are questions they are asking now. And they want to know how it affects customer churn. All right. Now, by analyzing the factors, we aim to provide insight that will help Connectel, which is the company now, improve customer retention. They will use it to improve customer retention, all right? Enhance service quality and support business growth. So if they notice that there is actually some relationship between the rate at which customers are leaving a business and oh Lord, why is the word keeping me? The technical support they offer, if there's a relationship, so they can find a way to improve on that technical support, or let's say encourage customers to utilize tech support more frequently. Okay, so let's go on and see other situations about this project. So we have clear objectives. So we've sat down with our stakeholder, be it our supervisor, the CEO, whatever it is, whoever needs this project, we sat down with them. Okay, we sat down with them, and now we are asking them. They've told us what they need, and now from what their requirement is, we are drawing out some objectives, specific objectives. Now you have to set a clear goal for yourself. You're not going to be writing codes because you love writing codes. No, you're going to be writing codes to satisfy these objectives. And one of the objectives is to analyze various payment methods. Wow. And after doing that, we want to explore the relationship between payment method and customer churn. And another thing we are going to do is evaluate the provision of technical support by what? Analyzing the distribution of customers with and without technical support. Am I using big words now? Don't get frightened. It's something very simple. I'll show you. Okay. And after doing that, we investigate how technical support impacts customer churn. All right. Good. So those are our objectives. And we are going to be working with an environment called Google Colabs. All right. So this is a coding environment. Now, if I want to cook, I won't go to my bathroom to go and make noodles. That is sick. Like I won't do that because there is a specific place in my room or in my apartment for cooking, and that's the kitchen. So today we are about to cook something. All right. So Google Colabs is the kitchen for Python. Okay, it's a place that is dedicated to be able to interpret what Python is saying. So basically writing code is you telling your computer to perform certain tasks. So I'm speaking Python to my computer. My computer does not understand Python. It needs something that can translate Python to a language it understands. And that translator in this context, okay, let's just assume in this context is Google Colabs. All right. So I'll show you how you can access Google Colab and how you can load up your data set there. All right. So we're done. Now let me move over to my browser. Now, this is the beauty about Google Colab. All you need to access it is a browser. So I've opened up a browser now, and I will search Google Colab. Bam. Google Colab comes up. Okay. So the moment you search Google Colab, you will see it on your browser. And now, whatever I code I write here, I can access it with my friend's laptop. I can access it with anybody's laptop. As long as I'm logging my Gmail account into that laptop and I'll access it. That's the beauty of it, okay? So good. So you see a tab that says, welcome to Colab, okay? Just click on it, all right? Click on it, and it will take you to Google Colab's kitchen, where we need to make that sharp noodles. Sharp. All right, so I'll click on let me just cancel this. I can open it from there, but cancel it. So when you go to welcome to Colab, this is what you see. All right, they give you a short explanation of how you can walk around it, blah, blah, blah. But it's simple to use. You don't have to read all that. So just click on File and click on New Notebook in Drive. The moment I click on it, it will open a new tab for me and I can start cooking. Okay? Who's excited to cook with me? All right. So I can start cooking. Good. So this is the kitchen. This is Google Colabs environment. All right. Now I want to rename it. I want to rename this kitchen now, so that whoever comes in knows what I'm cooking. That I'm making noodles and not rice. Okay. So I'll rename it. I'll come over here. I rename it. Claire was there and write Churn analysis live session. Bam. So I've renamed it now. Beautiful. Now, like I said, make sure you register on the attendance form is very important. If you want all the resources we've used today, register on that form. Everything from the slide, the video, the data sets, the code, everything, register on the form. And the form is currently on the chat box. Go to the comment section. You'll see fill an attendance. Click on the link to the form and fill it. All right. Make sure you do that. Now, I have a data set here on my computer called Churn, customer churn. You guys will get this data, right? Now, please, if you are not very familiar with Python, and I know a lot of us are not, do not worry too much. Why am I saying this? I'm going to be writing Python codes. I will explain it. I will explain it in English format, what the code is doing. Now, don't panic, because don't panic if you do not really understand every single thing. Because the key takeout today is to show you how you can perform a simple churn analysis with Python. All right, in analytics, we do not just go straight to this, okay? We take you from the basics of Python, like the ABCD, so that you'll be able to read Python like an English language. The ABCD of Python down to more advanced stuff. And you'll be surprised that you will go beyond the things I'm doing here today, and you will not even realize that you've done things more complex than this until you think back one day and you'll be like, wow, I have actually learned a lot. So that's what we do at analytics. All right. So follow me, everyone. Follow me. Now, I have a data set like this. This is the data right here on my computer folder. I need to bring it to this kitchen. So this is our ingredients. The ingredients we want to use to make that noodles, that quick noodles. Indomie instant noodles is right here. How do we bring it to our kitchen? Problem. But it's a very easy thing to do. So I'm going to bring it temporarily because what I want to cook is an instant noodles. So I'll bring it temporarily such that I can write my code. I will save this notebook. So you can see now that I'm saying all changes are saved. So it saves automatically on its own. So anytime I need to run this code again, I will just have to upload my data set temporarily again. As simple as that, okay? Very simple. All right. So like I said, it's instant noodles we want to make. So to bring my data sets to this environment, yes, you can try and code along with me, okay? You can code along with me. All right? You can try. I'll go slow. But if you're not following through, please make sure you understand the concepts. All right? The concept is what's the main catch, okay? So if you don't have the data set, then you'll be able to code along with me. So don't panic. All you can do is what? Fill the form. This video will be provided to you from A to Z. So you can take your time and be pausing the video and be doing what I'm doing and getting the result I'm getting. But I'm going to break it down, okay? I'll break it down. All right, said I'm fast. All right, I'll take it slow. So follow me now. I want to bring this data over to this point. Bring this data over to this point. If you need the data set, just fill the form, okay? I want to bring this data over to this point. Please just watch me, all right? Bring it over to this point. So what I'll do is I'll click on this box you see here, click on it, and this tab will just open up. So see my computer right here. I can maximize, this is my computer folder, okay? So this is it. So what I want to do now is, since this tab is now open on my computer, give me a minute. Okay. Lydia is dropping funny. Since this tab is now open on my computer here, I will drag the data, drag it with left click and drop here. Now, so it's telling me that yes, the data will not be saved. It's just warning me that if I close this space, I will have to re-upload the data set, but I'm fine with that, okay? So I'll click OK. And you see my data slowly what's appearing here. Okay, slowly appearing here. All right, see the data now appearing here as a CSV file. Give me a moment, please. See the data appearing as a what? CSV file here. So my data is now finally a customer_churn. See, it's customer-churn, customer-churn.csv. This is a CSV file, okay? Good. So now, first thing I want to do is import what the packages we'll need. So like I said, we are going to cook. To cook now, you need what ingredients? You need your pepper, your Maggi, your this, your that, your that. So there are certain packages we need. We call them packages in Python. They are already made, just like your Maggi. You don't manufacture Maggi in your kitchen. No, you don't. You buy an already made Maggi and use it, or whatever seasoning you want to use and use it. You don't manufacture it in your kitchen. So we have packages that are already made. All we need to do is bring them here and use it. And one of them is what? Pandas. So I'll call import pandas as PD. I'm importing, okay? Please do not get distracted by the comment section. I'm sure it's just a slight issue, okay? Follow me, all right? So we are importing what pandas as PD. Pandas is one of those packages. It's like your curry, your Maggi, your whatever. Okay? And I'll import another one called what? Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. This is a constant thing we normally do. You do it almost every time you want to work with pandas as a data scientist, work with Python as a data scientist. This code I'm writing, you would normally do it. So liking it to what? Bringing the ingredients you need to make your food. And also I want to import seaborn as SNS. So now let me explain what I'm doing here. Imagine that I'm not the only one in this kitchen. And I want a situation whereby instead of me to mention matplotlib.pyplot to my co-cook or my assistant cook, Instead of me to mention this name all the time, I just want to mention a code name that if I call that name, my assistant will understand what I'm talking about. So instead of me to say maybe something like Maggie, I will just say, bring M, letter M, bring M for me, and my assistant understand. So that's like a name that we are associating with Maggie in this case. So just that's the same way I'm associating PD to pandas. So instead of me to be mentioning pandas all the time to Google Colab, all I have to do is mention PD. Instead of me to be mentioning matplotlib.pyplot, which is very long, all I have to do is mention PLT. Instead of me to mention Seaborn, all I have to do is mention SNS. That's why I'm importing them. Import pandas as this. Import this as this. Import Seaborn as this. So I'll import the last one. Import another one. Instead of me to mention NumPy all the time, I'll say import NumPy as NP. So now to run this code, all I have to do is click what this play button over here. I'll click on it and it will play. It will run the code for me. Good. Since you're seeing the good sign here, telling me that this block of code has what's ran. Okay. So I need to bring more blocks over here. So I'll click on this plus sign code. I'll click on it to add one more, as you can see. Click on it to add another one. I just want to add as many as possible. I need a lot of them. Okay, good. Now, our data set is here, so we need to bring it to our environment. So I'll do what? Data is equal to what? PD dot. You see now, I said PD. Instead of me to write pandas, I said PD. Good. PD dot what? Reads underscore CSV. The data set we are reading is in what? CSV extension. So I'm saying read underscore CSV. Very easy thing. In fact, I think I want to end this session. This thing's too easy. Okay, I can't do that. Let me know in this. Let's just go. So good. Now the question is, what CSV am I reading? What CSV am I reading? So I'll come to this data set, click on this icon I can see here, click on it, and what? Copy paths. Come over here. I'll put quotation mark, open and close quotation. So in Google Colab, the moment you type words, quotation mark, it will give you the open quotation and close quotation. So inside that open and close quotation, I want to paste the part I just copied. So it's telling me that the data set in this particular part is what I want to read. And when I run it, it will read that data set for me. It's showing good now. So good. What do I want to do? I want to display the first 5 rows of this data. I'll do data words. So my data has now been saved inside this name called data. So I'll say data.head. And this will show me what? The first 5 rows of the data is starting from 0. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows. And I have how many columns? Actually, I have a lot of columns on this data. Okay, just 21 columns. Not so much, but it's quite a lot, but not so much anyway. So let me close this. Okay, so I have a lot of columns here. Good. So what can we do now? We can start going to the business of the day. The business of the day. So from our objectives, all right, I mentioned earlier that we want to suit this objective specifically. So I said we need to analyze various payments methods. Let me go to that cell again. Good. So we have what? We have a column called what? Payments method. Payments method. Bam. So we want to see how this payments method, the relationship with it, and this churn. So every row of this data set is pertaining to a specific customer. That's why you can see customer ID. It's like this ID is like your account number. So imagine if this was an MTN data now, this ID might just be customer's phone number. Okay, so every customer has a unique ID. This particular customer is a female. She's not a senior citizen. That's why we're seeing 0 here. She has a partner. That's why we're saying yes. She doesn't have dependents. We're saying no. Tenure is 1. Phone service is no, and so on. And what happened at the end of the day? She did not churn. That's why we're saying no. This specific customer churns. That's why we're saying yes. So we want to see now how this payment method vary with what customer churn. So first we said we will analyze the various payment method and then explore the relationship with the payment method and churn. So let's analyze the payment method first. So I'll come down to a cell here below. All right. I'll analyze the payment method. Now to do that, I will say what? I'm going to use this package called Seaborn. So imagine that I want to fry plantain, or let's say I want to boil my noodles. I will not boil my noodles with oil. Nah, I will not fry my plantain with water. I won't do that. So each of these package we brought that we said they are ingredients to for our cooking today, they have a specific need. So pandas is for what? Reading the data and manipulating the data, just the way we brought in our data using pandas speedy. Seaborn and Matplotlib, this both of them over here, they are for what? Creating visualizations, plots. We want to plot them. Okay, good. So I will not use pandas to try and create visualization. I will use NumPy for it. Each of them have their specific need. Okay, their specific use rather. All right. So let's go over here and use Seaborn towards create a plot. So I'll do SNS. Why? Because when I imported Seaborn, I imported it as SNS, so I don't have to write Seaborn. Okay, so SNS dot what count, excuse me, count plot, open brackets. So this count plot is a type of plot. It's like your bar chart. All right. Now let's go on and you see what to give us. So on my x-axis, you know our plots usually have x and y-axis. All right. So my x-axis, I want what? Payment. You know what? Instead of writing a name there, I'll come to this data over here. Copy the name. It has to be exactly the same way it's spelled. So I'm copying it, Control-C to copy. So because it has to be exactly the way it's spelled, I just want to copy and paste the name. Payment method. So my x-axis should have payment method. And what data is this payment method found in? So I'll say data is equal to what? Our data, we read our data as what? Data. So I have to write what? Data here. All right. Good. Now let's run this and see what it gives us. Let's run it first. So we are having what's a bar chart. So these electronic checks. So we have different payment method, electronic check, bank transfer, and so on. The names over here are overlapping. I'll show you how you can arrange it in a way that it's not overlapping. Okay. So this is telling me how many customers are using electronic check, how many are using what's mailed check, how many are using bank transfer, and so on. All right. So for that reason now, let us what? Add labels to this. And let me make sure, I want to make sure that these x-axis here, they appear in a way that is easy to read. So I'll come down, I'll press enter to go to the next line. Okay. I'll say after you plot this chart, I want you to what? Do what? I'll do PLT, calling Matplotlib now. I'll say the X ticks. What are X ticks? They are just what? This x-axis label that we have here, like electronic check, the word. So I want the word to be rotated. So I'll add rotation. Rotation is equal to what? 45, angle 45. And we run it again. Let's run that column again. Good. So now you can see that what the angles of the names are now at angle 45. So they are no longer overlapping. So looking at this, what idea can we get from this? So this is a count plot. It's showing us how many of our customers are using what? Electronic checks. How many are using mailed check? How many are using bank transfer? How many are using what? Credit cards, okay? All right. So now I can see that majority of my customers are actually using electronic checks compared to all other payment methods. So that is an insight I just got from this simple chart. I have not started analyzing how this payment method relates with churn yet. But by just plotting a count plot, I can see that majority of my customers are using electronic checks. Okay, good. All right. So let's move on. What is the next objective? Before we explore the relationship between, let's go on and do that. Let's go on and do that. Okay, let's go on and do that. It's very easy to do. So now, what we want to do now is we want to see how many of our customers, how this payment check relates to customers that churned or not. So let's investigate it. So I'll write a comment here. Investigate. I want to investigate how payment methods relates with what churn rates. Good. So to do that, I'll use SNS cbond dot what count plot again. This time around count plot open bracket. Now my X should be what? I'll paste that payment method. My X should be payment method. Fine. My data should be what? This data. Fine. This is similar to what I wrote earlier on. If you notice, very, very similar. But this time around, I will add what one more characteristics to this plot. And it's called what hue, H-U-E. And my hue should be what shown this time around because I want to see how payment method relates or the relationship between payment method and churn. Okay, so I'll go over here and we'll do the same thing. plt.xticks rotation should be what 45, similar to what I wrote. So everything I wrote here is what I still wrote over here, but the difference is just what this last description I'm adding. So let me run it now. And you see the difference between the two plots. Good. Now with this, I can now see blue means no, the customers did not churn. And orange or brown means yes, those are the customers that churned. So you see churn, no, and yes. So for electronic method, you can see now that we have a very large percentage of customers using electronic method actually churned, which is this brown bar we are seeing over here. So a lot of our customers using electronic method actually churned. So does that mean that there's a problem with our electronic payment method? Look at the customers that did not churn, which is the blue bar. It's equal for all payments method. Almost equal for all payments method. But the brown is varying, which is customers that churned. So you can see now that in this electronic method, we're having a high percentage of customers that actually churned. So that is a relationship that we found out. So this is an information we will tell our supervisor or our stakeholders that a large percentage of customers using your electronic payments method are actually leaving your business. And they'll be like, hey, well, let me revisit it and see if there's a problem with what our electronic payment method. Let's see if we can improve it. Maybe there's a problem. Maybe it stresses the customer more. And the funny part is customers actually prefer to use electronic payments, electronic check rather. Sorry, I'm using the right word. So customers actually prefer using electronic checks. A lot of them prefer using electronic checks. Yet, even while they prefer using it, a lot of them still leave. So maybe they are not satisfied with that payment method. So it could be that that's the trending type method of making payments. You don't have to stress yourself to make bank transfer or mail check or credit card or whatever it is. So perhaps people now prefer to use electronic check. And for that reason, a lot of them are choosing what? Electronic check. But yet, a lot of them are leaving. So that is an insight we've gotten from what? This. And we can see now that percentage customers that do not churn are actually equal across all payments methods. Even though that the customers choosing them were not the same. Funny enough. So that goes to tell us that customers prefer this electronic check, but a lot of them that actually prefer it are leaving. So we need to revisit it. Okay. So that's an insight we've gotten from just creating two simple visualization. Just two. Now let's go on and see what others. Okay. So we need to evaluate the provision of technical support. All right. We want to analyze the distribution of customers with or without technical support. So when I say distribution, what I want to see is how many customers are actually choosing technical support. Just the way we saw, how many customers are using electronic check, how many are using mail check, bank transfer, and so on. So we have different words. We have tech support. We want to see what proportion of customers are using our tech support, what proportion are not using it. And among all this, we also want to see in what segments do we find customers leaving the business more? Is it customers that use our tech support that tend to leave more, or customers that don't use our tech support that tend to leave more? And that will know the action we can start investigating or trying to take. Okay, so you see now that even if you might not really understand the intricacies of the code I've written, you understand how to interpret the charts. And that is the main takeaway I want all of us to get today. How to interpret what's the charts. Because when it comes to reading the Python code, that is something you have to be trained on from scratch, but you can at least understand the gist of it. Count plots. A plot that counts what's the frequency of what occurrence of each what unique entry, like electronic check, mail check, counting how many times the electronic check occur. Count plots, just counting. And our exercise to specify it, we specify where our data is coming from, and we added this U argument to tell us that we are comparing payment method with what's churn. Now let's go on and do something a bit more different. All right, let's go on and do something a bit more different. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, just 2 more charts and we're done. All right, so now I want to create a pie chart for tech support. I want to create a pie chart in that case. So just follow me. All right, so I'll do let me say tech support, okay, equal to data, square brackets. So I'll say tech support, okay. Just follow the code I'm writing, okay. Dot value count. So like I said, you don't really need to understand the intricacies of the code, but understand the results of the code. Okay, so I'm going to write a code that will plot a pie chart for me. So I'll say plt.pie chart, okay, equal to tech support.index. So the AI I have in this environment is auto-completing for me. Okay, so you see, AI doesn't actually take your job. It can actually make your job a lot easier. So I just started writing the code and it gave me an autocomplete. But I'm going to adjust it because I'm a trained data scientist. Now I know what I need from it. I also want something called start angle should be equal to 180 degree. Okay, so this is a pie chart I'm creating. All right, a pie chart I'm creating. Now let's run this pie chart. Let's run it and see. Good. So now this is the pie chart for our tech support. So it's telling us the proportion of customers that do not take tech support, which is no. This no we are seeing here. So 49.3% of our customers do not use our tech support. That's a very large percentage. And is that all? 21.7% of them also do not have internet service at all. That means they don't even use our tech support. They don't even have internet service in the first place to try and now use tech support for it. They don't even have it in the first place. So this large percentage of customers that we are seeing here do not even use our tech support. And that percentage is about 71% of our customers do not use tech support, whereas 29% of customers actually use tech support. That's what we're saying yes over here. So just 29% of our customers use our tech support. Now let's go and see, how does this now relate with churn? Does it mean that customers that are here, this no internet service, tend to churn more? Or those that they say they have internet service, but no, they don't use it? Okay. So if, Ola, you say you're just joining, you join a bit late, okay? So follow through, Ola. We're just analyzing how customers are living a business. All right. So let me just recap on what we are currently doing. Now we've seen we have a data set that contains different things. And we're analyzing the data to see if there's a relationship between customers that use tech support and those customers that leave the business. So no internet service, 21.7% of our customers do not have internet service at all. 29% actually use our tech support. This no, which is 49.3%, do not use our tech support. So now let's observe the relationship between this and customers that leave our business, okay? Customers that churn. So that's the word I'll be using, churn. Churn meaning they leave, they stop patronizing us. So could it be that the customers that use our tech support, they hate it so much that they now leave, or could it be that customers that do not use our tech support leave, and our tech support would actually have maybe prevent them from leaving? So we need to try and find a way to entice them to utilize it more. Or let's just see what we find. We are not the one that is going to, we're not going to twist this data to give us to fit our narrative. We just have to create a plot and understand the results of that plot, okay? Good. So now follow me. Follow me, everyone. So I want to write a code again to analyze the relationship between this and customers that churn. All right. Good. So I'll say SNS.count plot. I've used this count plot 3 times now. Okay. Count plot. All right. When you go over here, it was count plot I said payment method and I said churn. But this time we're no longer interested in payment method. We're not interested in what? Tech support and churn. That's simple. It's the same code I'll still write to. But instead of payment method, I'll write tech support. And over here, I'll still put churn there. The same code. So let's go on now and do it. Let's go on and do it. So I say X is equal to, instead of writing what, let's go to the top. Instead of writing payment method that we wrote, I'm going to copy this tech support over here because this is what we are now interested in. Copy to the quotation and bring down here. Let me remove this quotation. Bring down here. So X is not tech support. Data is equal to data, similar to what we wrote before. And U is the same as what? Churn. Still similar to what we wrote before. I'll come to the next line and say plt.x ticks. What? Rotation is equal to what? 45. All right. And we'll run what? Our code. Good. So now let's look at the code. Let's look at the results rather. So the blue bar is for what? Customers that did not churn. That's why you're saying no for blue bar. The brown bar, which is this, and this, are for customers that actually churned. Now let's look at it. We have what? A lot of customers that are not using our tech support, which is this no category we saw here. A lot of customers that do not use our tech support tend to leave more than every other type of customer. Do we understand what I'm saying here? From the charts that I'm analyzing, I'm not making it up. I'm looking at the chart and I'm explaining what it's saying. This is customers that did not use our tech support, which is no. Customers that use it, which is yes. Customers that do not have internet service to begin with, okay? And now the blue bar is for those that stayed. The brown is for those that left. The blue is for those that stayed. Brown is for those that left. This is for those that stayed, and this is for those that left. Do we understand what I've been explaining all this while? Please, I need feedback from us. Do we understand the charts? Do we understand how to interpret the chart? Beautiful. Beautiful. So good. So now we can now communicate to our stakeholders based off what we are seeing. We did not make it up. We did not make it up. We are saying that from historic data, we are saying that customers that do not use your tech support tend to leave. As simple as that. Or rather, a large percentage of customers that leave do not use your tech support, which is no. And those that use it, very small proportion of them actually leave. So what does that mean? Doesn't that give us some form of insight that, okay, if we can perhaps encourage customers to use this tech support more, they would stay? Or look at the issues that these customers that tend to use the tech support, what issues do they tend to come to this tech support with? Why are they coming to tech support in the first place? Perhaps there are some major issues why they come, but because they are so loyal to us, they use our tech support and they keep using our product. But for those that are very impatient, they'll say, this Netflix is giving me a headache. I don't like the advertisement they keep showing me. I want to use something else. Yes, and the funny part is, those that don't use internet service, they don't tend to leave too. So what should we do about this? What should we do about this? What should we do? What we can do is give our recommendation. You can give your recommendation as a data scientist. All right? Give your recommendation based off what you are seeing. And the company has marketing segments. They have quality assurance. They have user experience. They have a lot of sections in the company that will take your recommendations and what utilize it to what try and improve the products. Okay, does that make sense, Mr. Moses? So you will give recommendations based off the data you are seeing, based off your analysis, and they will take that, and it's basically a conversation between you as a data scientist and whatever team you are collaborating with, maybe be it the user experience segment of the company, okay? You are collaborating with them and you're analyzing them, telling them this is what you saw. And because they are experts in that field, they'll say, okay, this is what we can do. And then we can see if it what improves what or reduce this churn rates. Okay. So now, and some other thing we can also do is we can do further analysis to analyze, oh, these customers that don't use our internet service, why is it that very little proportion of them tend to leave? Why is it that more of them tend to stay? Let's find out what characteristics do they have that makes them stay. Are they the elderly people in our that use our product? So this is a telecom service, okay? So are they the elderly persons that use our products, perhaps our phone, our device, or whatever? Or they are not just the tech savvy persons, so they don't use it for internet service. If they don't use it for internet service, then what do they use it for? So you can, the more you dive deep into your data, the more you find. All right, the more you dive deep, the more you find. But this is just what an overview to how what churn analysis can be performed. Now, I'll tell you for a fact that every student in analytics will chew this up and spit it out because it is very basic. This set of codes that I wrote, you can see it's just 2 lines of code. It is too basic, very, very basic. So there are more in-depth analysis that you can perform to get more robust insights. Okay, so I like the question Mr. Moses asked. That's because he observed and he asked that, but those without internet service don't live too. That's a very smart question. So you need to be able to do more robust analysis to go to the root cause. And there's what they call root cause analysis. It's also a different type of analysis. So you go to the root cause till you find what's the one key entity that you can attribute to these high churn rates. Okay, and you start solving the problem from ground up. Okay, it's like going to the symptoms or going to the cause of the illness to treat the illness instead of treating the symptoms. So you are going down to the root cause. All right, so there are more robust analysis that we can do, but this is just a snippet of what churn analysis is about. So there are deeper analysis that you can perform, correlation analysis, statistical tests that you can do, and they are not complex. All you need to do is understand the concepts. Now, you agree with me, everyone that is here now, that because you understand or you understood what churn was, and I gave you a good idea of what churn analysis is, what we're now doing kind of what is making sense. It's not like we are just writing code for writing code's sake. We are writing code to do a specific task. And that is how it should be. Okay, that is how we teach. We give you case studies to throw lights on these tasks. More robust case studies than the one we are treating here. Case studies that you brainstorm and look at it based on what you've learned, the theory that you have learned. This case study, you bring the theory to practical use. Okay, am I making sense, everyone? Are we all good to go? So far, are we all good to go on this? Are we all good to go on this? Okay, are we all good to go on this? Beautiful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm getting good comments. Okay, that's beautiful. So like I said, this is just a snippet of what we offer in analytics. Okay, and I hope you guys were able to learn 1 or 2 things about performing churn analysis. You start from the business understanding, and to be frank, we did not go a lot more deep into the business understanding because of time. Okay, but in analytics, when we are coming to do live classes, we start crushing the problem from the business understanding point of view before we start bringing in our technical stuff. And that will give you a real life, it will bring a real life touch to the theories you are learning. Okay, you will not be learning just because you like to memorize or you like to write code. No, you'll be learning for a specific use. Okay, and we'll take it from the scratch. All right, so now let us go into more about analytics program, more about analytics program. So if you enjoyed the coding session that I did, if you enjoyed the the insights that we got, how we interpreted the chart, how we broke it down, try to get one or two insights from it. Just give me a thumbs up or a yes on the chat box, and I'll proceed to what other aspect of today's session. Just give me a thumbs up or a yes, a thumbs up or a yes. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Mr. Moses, I really love the fact that you asked that question. That was a very brilliant observation. So I'm getting more thumbs up, which is good. From Precious, from Lydia, from Moses, from SB, from Ima. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay. And I really hope I'll be getting more feedback from the rest of us, okay? Can see that we have a lot of participants on this call, a lot more than, I think we're over 50 last time I checked, okay? So I want to actually be seeing the feedback. All right, good. So now, let us ask a big question. How do you now become a data scientist? Do you simply what? Just start what? Writing code, or do we just go straight to the way I just went straight to it, churn analysis, and I'm just bombarding you with code, telling us we want to cook this, we want to cook that. Do we do all that? No, we don't. Okay. And the truth of the fact is you have to learn all that to become a data scientist, but you can. So there is this excuse me, there is this experience I had when I was a child, when I was in primary 2 years, I'll go to my elder brother's class and he's in primary 5. So I'll see the maths they are doing and I'll be like, oh my God, will I be able to learn this? The maths, the basic science, the basic quantitative studies. And I'll say, oh my God, these things are looking so complex. But you know the funny fact, when I get to primary 5, it now looks as, I feel at home. I don't actually feel like I'm lacking in any way. That's the funny part. I don't actually feel like I'm lacking in any way. So do you think to become a data scientist, you have to just jump straight into the technical side? Do we? No, you don't. So there are ways that we can actually what? Start to learn this thing from the simplest concept, okay? Please give me a minute, everyone. All right. So apologies for that. Okay, so there's a way we can start to learn this from the very, very simplest problems. All right. So now let's look at who a data scientist is and how the functions of a data scientist, how we can become a data scientist ourselves. All right. So a data scientist applies advanced analytics, statistics, machine learning techniques to derive meaning, insight, and build predictive models, okay? And derive meaning to build predictive models. So what do I mean by all that? So in data analysis and data science, there is what they call descriptive statistics, excuse me, diagnostic statistics, prescriptive, and predictive statistics, all right? So what is descriptive statistics? I'll give us a very simple way to understand it. Now, something happened to you. You want to describe, yes, the recording will be available. Okay, Anastasia. So you want to describe an event that happened. In this case, we're talking about churn, for instance. You want to describe what is happening in the business. The situation is that a lot of customers are churning. So to be able to perform an analysis to describe that scenario is descriptive statistics. Now, diagnostics is when you are not looking for the why. Why are customers churning? So what we just performed today was a very simple case of diagnostic statistics, a very simple case to understand what could be the possible reasons that we can attribute to churning of customers. Okay? Okay, now if you want to get a recording of this session, make sure you fill that form, the attendance form, okay, and you get everything we use for this session. So now, diagnostic statistics, we're trying to understand what can we attribute to why customers churn. Prescriptive statistics, now analytics, sorry. Prescriptive analytics, you want to prescribe. So you're performing analysis to prescribe remedies to these events that you noticed. And now, as a data scientist, there is one component that is very important, one additional component, and that is predictive analytics. the ability to predict. So what we did today, we did not try to predict if a customer will leave our business or not. But there are ways that we can do that. So it's almost like seeing into the future. A customer just come into your business and you say that this customer has 98% chance of leaving the business. Is that a guesswork? No. You are giving that conclusion based on what? Your predictive analytics that you've actually carried out. And that is a very important part of being a data scientist. Now, these things might seem complex. Just the way I gave that instance of I go to my brother's class and I'm seeing him, I'm like, oh my God, how do I learn all these things? It's seeming complex. But when you take it one step at a time, you will get there without even knowing. You will let, as in you would adjust seamlessly to it without even knowing. So what are the key learning areas you have to focus on to become a data scientist? Statistics. So we're talking about analytics and start applying advanced statistics and analytics. So you need to understand statistics. And there are ways we abstract this statistical concept. When I say abstracting, it's like just the way I explained Google Colab environment to you, like you are going into a kitchen to cook. That's the way you can break down statistics to a point that you can imagine it. You think of main media mode and it's something, an imagination comes to your mind, a real life imagination, because you know where their utility is. I don't know if I'm making sense to everyone. So you can explain mathematics and statistics in a storytelling manner that the person will understand why I am looking for X. You're not just looking for X, but anyway, you won't be solving mathematics anyway. So don't get scared if you don't like maths. Okay, you won't be solving mathematics, but we'll explain some statistical concepts, the very relevant ones that you need to perform analysis. Forecasting and predictive analytics using Microsoft Excel. So we're starting from the very, very simplest tool to use, Microsoft Excel. You think you know Microsoft Excel? Come to analytics. We'll show you stuff in Excel that you don't know you can do with Excel. Show you how to perform even predictive analytics with Excel. How you can run a simple a regression model in Excel. How you can perform. So you'll be surprised at the power of the capacity of Excel. How you can build interactive dashboard with Excel. Very beautiful dashboards. Okay, how you can forecast with Excel. So we start from those concepts and start building up gradually. And we take you to tools like Tableau. So Tableau is for data analytics. Now it's a very good tool for it's a business intelligence tool for data visualization and building reports. Okay, building reports. So it is a very, very useful tool. So it's something that you would love and you would find very intriguing. So knowing these tools will enable you perform simple descriptive, diagnostic, and prescriptive analytics. These three tools that I just mentioned. So what's not the point of going through the rest? Because at analytics, we structure the program in a way that you have to be market ready. We know you want jobs. We know you want jobs. You have to be market ready. And we went to study the needs of the market. What are the requirements, the minimum requirements that are requested by these these hiring agencies? Okay, they need you to know other things beyond Excel and Tableau and statistics. So that's why we're taking you to what is called structured query language. Now it's more like a programming language, all right? And what is it for? So I'll explain. A company has imagine a company as big as Netflix. Do you think they will save their data in Excel sheets? No. They need to save it somewhere. Do you know how many persons all over the world, do you know how many customers are using Netflix? Netflix has one of the most amazing engineers working on their system. Their recommender system is brilliant. In fact, they have their own custom recommendation engine. So do you know how many customers are actually using Netflix all over the world? They can't save it in Excel. So the data and they are collecting for their customers are saved somewhere in a database. Now, how do you access that database? You need to understand what structured query language. It's a language that, say this way, you want to fetch something from your warehouse. You need a tool to fetch it because your warehouse is so large, your hands cannot get to all the points. So you need something that you will just press, give me item 1 at the highest floor of this shelf. And if that item will just come down from the shelf and fall in your hands. So that's the way you write structured query language, a language to tell me that this is what I want to get from this database, and the data will come out of it. Okay, and it's very, very what in high demand. They need you to know it. A data scientist might not even be using it, funny enough, but they need you. Yes, okay, you would be using it, but not as much as a data engineer and other maybe machine learning engineer. But they need you to know what this stuff. So we teach you in a way that you have robust knowledge in it, how to interact with a database, and then we move you over towards Python. So by the time you are on this phase, you already started writing small codes on SQL stage 4. Then when you get to Python, you will be surprised at how well you adjust to this. Because we start from the ABCD of Python. What is Python? What are integers? What are strings? What are these? What are the data types in Python? We start from the ABCD. Because you need to understand every line of code you're writing. And we break Python. We actually spend a lot of time in Python. Go to exploratory data analysis, go to machine learning, so go to computer vision. From stage 5 to stage 8, you are using Python. And your hands are getting dirty, working on a lot of case studies while learning. Okay? And then we move over to EDA, like we saw, performing exploratory data analysis using Python packages like Pandas, NumPy. We teach you about the components of these packages, how you can use them, how you can read the documentation, how to get improved. In fact, there's actually a lot to discuss here. And then you move over to machine learning. So at this point, you're already very used to, so imagine performing descriptive, diagnostic, and prescriptive analytics till this point. So you're already used to seeing a lot of scenarios they come in. And it's case study based, it's practical based. You've seen how many scenarios they can come in. So at this point in machine learning, you are performing what's predictive analytics, focusing on it, seeing case studies. How can you predict churn? How can you predict loan default? How can you predict if a patient, based on all the symptoms and the tests the patient have carried out, if the patient has a high likelihood to have cancer or not, or the patient, this sort of thing, like a lot of cases. So you see it in the health sector, in the finance sector, in the marketing sector, and so on. Different scenarios. So you'll be working at case studies from your day 1 to this point. Different case studies. And then we'll move on to computer vision. Now, this is a very technical part too. Very, very intriguing part, if you would be finding intriguing. So we all have facial recognition system on our phone. You open your phone and it recognizes your face. It's because your phone has the ability to see. So giving computers the ability to see is tagged as what computer vision. So how can you train a computer to be able to recognize your fingerprints, your 5 fingers, your face, your eyes, to be able to, so we're going to introduce you to all that concepts. All right. And then GitHub for version control. This is also a very vital part for every programmer. You ought to know GitHub. You ought to know GitHub. Now, what is GitHub for? Imagine now that I am writing an article on my Microsoft Word. Okay. And I wrote one paragraph of the article. Okay, give me a minute. So I wrote one paragraph of the article, okay? And I decided to change the paragraph. So I delete that paragraph and I'm writing another paragraph. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't like this paragraph again. I want to restructure it this way. I write the 10th paragraph, like the same paragraph, but I wrote it the 3rd time again. And after doing that several times, I'm not like, oh my God, the more I try to write this better, the more terrible it gets. So do you know what? I want to go back to the very first paragraph I wrote, but I'll be deleting all those paragraphs. How will I now be able to go into my computer's memory and say, that's first time, and I don't remember, yesterday I wrote one paragraph, now the first time before I started erasing and rewriting it. I want that first version. So instead of doing that, you need something that can monitor the versions of that specific article you are writing. How many versions have you writing? I wrote the first version 1. I deleted it. I'm like, you know what? I want to rewrite it. I wrote version 2. I deleted it. So this GitHub is what? Version control. It's monitoring how many versions of that code you wrote or that task you perform. So by the time you now say, okay, you know what? I want to move to the 3rd version. That was the best version I ever wrote. I want to get that back. So GitHub has been able to monitor and record all those versions. So it will allow you to easily access that version. So see, as a programmer, this is very useful. Very useful. And we teach you how to use what? GitHub. And also how to use ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot for coding. All right. So people are all, everybody's scared. AI will take my job. AI will take my job. Oh my God. Calm down. You can make AI what? You can use AI to make your job a lot better. And we'll show you how you can do that. All right. So you see that we are adding it at the end points, not at the beginning, so that you don't get lazy. We show you how you can do everything yourself. And then we show you how you can make your life easy with GitHub and GitHub Copilot for coding. Simple as that. And then Microsoft Fabric for data analytics. So these are additional tools that you add to make your CV more robust and your skill sets are robust. All in the space of what? 4 months. Now, 3 months learning and 1 month internship. So you tackled a lot of case studies, 3 months. And you're not going to a 1 month internship that you are going to just be tackling case studies, solving problems, attending towards what's it called? Projects, just be doing projects. So you see that it is very what? Practical based. Practical what? Based. Now I know you must be wondering, how does the classes work? How does the class work? When am I going to be having class? I'm a very busy person, but our classes are Saturdays only. And we have class 2 sessions, morning and evening session. So the morning session will favor those in EU, UK, Africa, and so on, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. watts. The night session will favor those in Canada, US, and America. Okay, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. watts. And these time are also what's adjustable. Okay, they are very flexible. We make them flexible to what suits every student in our class. So we make sure that you are in a cohort that you will always be available for that specific time. Okay. All right. And we also have self-spaced videos we give to you. Okay. So Saturdays are for live classes. And on Sunday, you get self-paced videos that teaches you new concepts. Now you can watch it at your own pace, and you come in on Wednesday just for 1 hour to ask questions. You can ask questions to your facilitator any day in the week. Any day you'll be added to a group. Any day you can ask your question. Your questions will be answered. And then you have one live class where you are now coming towards use what you've learned from this video for practical processes. Okay. So what you've learned now. So I know some of you would say, oh, can't I just read a book and know this? Oh, you read a book, who would you ask questions? Will you go and email the author of that book to go and learn it? To say, to ask questions rather. To say, oh, on your page 5, what do you mean by this? I don't understand. No. Now you have what? Live classes where you can, in fact, you have multiple opportunities to have questions, to ask questions, and to see practical scenarios. Okay. Now let's move over to it. So now the course is designed for both beginners with no programming experience or experienced developers looking to jump to data science. Now you are a total beginner. You're saying, I don't even know. The only thing I know how to do is on my computer. Or I don't even know how to own my computer. Our course is actually designed for people like that. Okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. We're in a learning environment. You'll be in a class whereby some persons are experienced, some persons are not so experienced. So we'll make sure that it suits both parties. So persons that do not have any experience at all. That's why we start from the scratch from every concept we want to explain. Okay, so this is a program that is actually designed for beginners and for experienced guys, because you will definitely, I'm telling you, if you think you know Excel, you will see Excel, and you know that you don't know Excel. Okay, so it's both designed for both experience and total beginners. So moving you from statistics down to computer vision will make you 50% job ready. 50%, and we are not joking about it. Just 50%. You've learned all these things and you're just 50%. So what does the other 50% go to? Just remain in the session and I will explain. All right. Now, why should you train with analytics? Don't worry, I'm not forgetting what I said. I will explain. Why should we train with analytics? Now, one, we have phenomenal achievements helping people get job. Well, just now, Precious just said that if I learn all these things, I'll be 50% ready. How can you now help me get job? I've explained, don't worry, calm down. So we've helped about 2,000 plus people transition from the classroom into their first job. If you think I am joking, I'm going to show you a list of testimonial videos. People saying it themselves, how they are using their own mouth to say it, how we help them get. So we're not just coming here to do church. We are showing workings. Okay. We are going to show you proof of people saying it themselves. So we actually have a track record of helping people land jobs because we understand how the industry works. Now, we also have industry standard facilitators and curriculum. This curriculum has been designed to suit the current needs of the job markets. Blended training and what? Accommodation and to accommodate every learning type. So if you're a fast learner, you're a slow learner, you learn this way, you learn that way, we've got you covered. At the end of every session, we take feedbacks from you to try and improve what the session we had with you. We ask you, do you know, oh, you don't come to class. We follow up on you why you're not coming to class. Follow up on how well you've watched the videos we give to you. Follow up on how you're understanding the class, how you are doing the assignments, the issues you're having. We help you out. So you see the amount of follow-up you are open to get by what's training with us. And we also have tailored sessions to position you to land a job. Now, this is where the other 50% is. The other 50%. So you've learned all the theory. The race is not always for the swift, but the battle for the strong. You need to position yourself the right way. So you've learned the skill. Does it mean people will just start chasing you, come and work for me? No. You have to position yourself. Okay? If you take your business to an environment whereby people do not have the money to, let's say, afford your business, they will undervalue it. But if you take it to a place where they have the money to afford it, they will pay for your service. And why is that so? Because you are positioning yourself in the right place. If you have the skill sets and you hide inside your house, recruiters will not come and drag you out. How do you position yourself on LinkedIn? Or in fact, let me go there and start discussing on it, okay? Let's discuss on it. So how we position you for what the job markets. We have it in a 3-layered approach, okay? Let's see. The level 1 is what? First off, we revamp your CV. Your CV speaks volume for you. Your CV will get to certain rooms before you get there. I'm submitting my CV to a company. They've not seen me, but they are looking at my CV to try and understand who is Precious. Is that fair? No, that's not fair. Let's be honest. Come on. No, put on the comment section. Is that fair? You're just looking at a piece of paper to ask who is Precious. You've not met me. You guys should let me know in the comment section if that's fair. I don't think it's fair now. How do you be looking at a piece of paper to say you want to use that paper to know the kind of person Precious is? So I want to see response on the chat. Is it fair? So what does that mean? Is it fair? I want to see response on the chat. Do you guys think it's fair? I'm actually curious to know. Do you think it's fair that recruiters will just be looking at a piece of paper to try and get to know me? Exactly. No, it is not. But the reason why they can't be looking at thousands of applicants is because they are too much. So your CV will get to the room before you get there. So how do we make sure that your CV is actually blowing their minds? You need to draft it in ways that it speaks volume for you. You think you know how to draft CV? You think you're you see, I don't know how to explain this, but there's almost nothing you would think of that other people are not doing. So you need to be trained by someone that has been in that room. So we have employability personnel, people that specialize in recruiting and talent acquisition. They know what recruiters are looking for. Put it on your CV and you see the number of interviews you get invited for. How many of us know that there's a system called ATS, Application Tracking System? So it's just a software that will just reject CVs. So 10,000 people applied. The software will just filter like 9,000 of them. Just imagine, they never got to read all of them. So how do you make sure that your CV passed that filter? because it's an algorithm, it's a programmed software. So there are ways to bypass it. You position yourself. You have to position yourself. You just have to do what you have to do. So we help you to revamp your CV and also LinkedIn optimization. For instance, you go on LinkedIn and you search for e-commerce platform. Which is the first e-commerce platform that will come up? Maybe Amazon, because it's the biggest, and you might not see some other, maybe Alibaba, maybe Jumia, depending on your location and so on. So why is Amazon coming first? Do you think because they just love Jeff Bezos? I know, the CEO of Google was like, you know what, I just like Jeff Bezos. So I was like, Jeff Bezos, a company should come first. No. So there are ways that you can do it such that when a recruiter is searching for data scientists on LinkedIn, your name will be among those that are popping first. And this is no joke. So there are ways to optimize your CV. There are key bullet points that you can put on your LinkedIn, rather, on your LinkedIn profile, your bio, your experience, your project, your feature, the kind of posts you are making, and so on. There are certain things you do such that when recruiters are searching for specific keywords, because those keywords are available on your profile to come up. So in fact, there's a method to this madness, honestly. There is a method to it. So we help you optimize your LinkedIn. Upwork optimization. Say, for instance, you want to be freelancing. You don't want to work full-time for a company. You have a full-time engagement that you have, but you also want to be working as a freelancer for others based on when you are ready to freelance, or you want to freelance for the next 6 months, for the next 1 year. So Upwork is an amazing platform, and competition is real. You need to know how to position yourself. So you see now that these things I mentioned are not things you see in books. You won't find it in Python. You won't find it in SQL, Excel, or Excel tutorial. No, this is all about what? Branding. So this is the other 50% I was talking about. Okay, now 4, how to navigate the job market. How do you search for job openings? What kind of jobs should you apply for? When to apply? How to apply? What not to do when you apply? The do's and don'ts of applying, making your application. How do you make your application look attractive? At least give me the chance to speak with the interviewer and sell myself, because I know there are thousands of applicants, but I believe I am a good candidate. Give me the opportunity. That's what this option point 1 to 4 is all about. They're at point 5. They've invited you for an interview now. Let us see this interesting person. Oh, Mr. Moses, Mr. Thomas. Let me see more names we have here. So let's say Nelson. Mr. Nelson is a very interesting person. Mr. Kevin is very interesting, and we want to see him and speak with him. From his CV, from his LinkedIn, we can tell that this person looks like a fine candidate, but we want to hear from the horse's mouth. We want to hear by ourselves from our we want to hear from him what he's capable of. So now, interviews are not random. Interview questions are not random. I have conducted several interviews, and I will tell you for a fact that people come to interview sessions and they shoot themselves on the leg. You just say one thing to the interviewer and it strikes you out as a good candidate. Why? Because there are a lot of people waiting on the queue. You come to an interview and you come 5 minutes late, or you wait till that time before you join. Let's say it's an interview call, it's a Zoom call, and you wait. They said they're telling you come to this interview by 9, and you're coming exactly by 9. It's not a bad thing, but there are ways that you can make these people see you on the good lights. Come 5 minutes before time. This is how to introduce yourself. This is what not to say. So now in this interview session, what we do is when you are invited for an interview, all you have to do is schedule an interview preparation session with us, and we would have an HR personnel with you on that session, and we'll prep you for this session. What are we telling you? How to introduce yourself. Now we analyze your CV, we analyze your experience, we analyze your own strengths and your weakness, and we give you strategic ways that you can make sure that it's just your strengths that you are projecting to the interviewer. In 10 minutes, the interviewer wants to know if you're a good candidate. Just 10 minutes. You do not have to be Albert Einstein. All you have to do is impress your interviewer in 10 minutes. How would you do it? So we give you strategic ways to do this. All right. And recommendation letter. Now, some jobs. Okay, let's say you cross phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and you're getting to the last point. Oh, fine, we had an interview with this person. It seems nice. So, but we want to know, what does his previous employer think about him? Okay, excuse me. So they are saying, go and get us a recommendation letter from a previous employer. Now, do you know what we'll do for you at Analytics? We tell you that, first of all, we already brand your CV in a way that your stay at Analytics has been packaged like a work experience because you tackled real life scenario while learning. So there are ways you put that on your CV. Now they are asking you to go to your previous employer. Now with Analytics, we craft out a robust recommendation letter for you as your employer. And it's legitimate because you worked at Analytics while with us, okay? You worked at Analytics while with us. Okay? So we give you a solid recommendation letter. Now that recommendation letter, a recommendation letter that will blow the mind of your employer. And they can't just help but invite you for the job. All right? So this is level 1. Wow. What is level 2 now about? Mentorship sessions and on-the-job session or support. So we have mentorship session where we invite experts in the field or even past analytics students that have gotten jobs. They should come and tell you what they did. So they will be telling you. So we invite sessions to motivate you, encourage you, and inform you on what you can do to get the same result that they did. People that are staying in the same Canada as yourself, people staying in the same Nigeria as yourself, in the same Kenya as yourself, in the same US as yourself, in the same Canada, in the same UK, as I said, they will come and tell you that I took this analytics course. They will tell you about their experience, the things they did, how they took advantage of the course to get jobs. You do it and see if you won't get the same results. Now, on the job support. So you are very nervous, you get a good job, and you're wondering, will I have the confidence to do this job? If you are faced with a significant challenge at any point of the job, you can reach out to Analytics and we'll come in to give you support. So we don't need to know the details of what you are doing in your job. Maybe it's confidential and all that. But there are ways that we can because we know that we trained you. We know what to tell you to be able to tackle whatever challenge you are facing in your current job. This is brilliant. In addition to all the theory and practical sessions we are offering, see the amount of sessions we are offering to you. Now, our promise to you is guaranteed job interview 1 month after completing your training with us. We are hitting our chest to say that. That is our promise to you, one job interview, guaranteed 1 job interview. And a job interview that we are still going to prepare you for to make sure that you get this job. Okay? Good. So now, our new initiatives for 2024. We have a body mentorship hub. Okay, like I said, the alumni that have gotten jobs, they will come in and tell you about their experience, and they are going to give you a lot of information about what it was like training with analytics, how they got a job, the session they took advantage of, how they took advantage of all our offers and got a job. And also, we are giving enhanced mentorship, internship experience. All right. So this internship experience is very, very robust. Okay, for data science is a 1 month internship experience. Very robust, practical-based internship experience. You'll be applying everything that you've learned, okay? And also partnership with recruitment agencies in UK, Canada, US, and other countries. Look at the additional things we are adding to all this. So you see the package we are offering is robust in every way you can imagine. Okay? So it always seems impossible until it is done. Until it is done. So I gave an example now that a lot of persons have gotten jobs, and I'm not just going to be telling you stories and story upon story and story. Now, these are testimonials. Testimonials for people that got job from analytics. Testimonials. Are they better than you? No, they are not. They did it, you can do it. See testimonials. So there are a lot more, okay? So when they share this slide with you, you can click on any of these links. Any of these links, okay? So there are different links here. So link here, link here, link here, okay? Link here, link here, link here, link here. So see the countries, UK, Canada, Poland, a lot of countries. So Canada, okay, UK, and some of them are even transitioning. So you can click on this link and you go to what the YouTube page to what to watch the it will take you to the YouTube page and you will hear them speak about their experience. And if you think Nigeria is not part of it, what are you seeing here? What are you seeing here? This is what I'm talking about. Wherever you think you are currently on, whatever country you are on, there's someone from your country that studied from analytics and also got towards a job. Okay? So make sure you fill this attendance form that we are giving to you on the comment section. Make sure you fill it and what these resources will be provided to you. All right? These resources will be provided to you. So if you have any questions, you can start putting your questions on the chat box or the comments and I will attend to your questions. Okay? So now we have what our programs are coming up. We have a new cohort coming August. All right. Now I mentioned earlier on that I have a special offer for those of us that are here today. But this offer is not going to be for everybody, okay? It's not going to be for everybody. So our data science program, the full amount in dollars is $750. The amount in pounds is 625 pounds, 730 euro, and 1,125 Canadian dollars. Well, because you are here today, we are going to be giving 20% discount, 20% discount. So who's excited? I just mentioned a lot of packages that you can get by joining Analytics. So many. Now I am telling you that you can get a discount from it. So if you can offer this full amount, get your discount. Instead of paying a sum of $750, you pay $600. So a 20% discount across all the payment currencies. So dollar, pounds, euro, and card. Okay. So if you want to make your payment, the details are already being sent towards the chat box. Okay. So you can click on that link and it will take you the link to make your payments. Okay, so the payment is there. And we also have customer service 24 hours. See, these are customer service. You can reach them at any time of the day. Okay, and they will respond to your query. So if you're asking about the pricing, if you're unsure about the program you want to sign up for, whatever it is, make sure you reach out to our customer service using these lines. Okay, so you can reach out to Shay, to Lydia, to Imwan, or reach out via email. Okay. Now, I'm saying there's a 20% discount. If you want this discount, but you can't afford the money all at once, what can you do? What can you do? What you do is to secure your slot, to secure your slot for this discount, just make your first payment. So when you make this first payment, you've secured your slot for the discounts. So you can either pay $400 to secure a slot, or 350 pounds to secure a slot, or 400 euro to secure a slot, or 600 cards to secure your slots. So these are the amounts that you can pay to secure your slots for this program. Okay. So if there's a specific currency that you want to pay on, you're not sure, just contact any of these numbers here, or this inquiry email. Okay, this slide will provide to you. Make sure you fill that attendance form. It is very mandatory. You fill it, okay? So that this slide and all the resources we use to provide to you, and you can always access it at any time. So make sure you secure your slot for the discount by making this first payment, and balance up the second payment after 1 month into the program. So you see, you can actually start the program and make sure before paying the second making the second payment. And these are the amounts for the second payment. Okay. So you are making $400 payment first and then paying $200 afterwards. Paying 350 pounds first and then paying 150 pounds later on, and so on. Okay. So the attendance form will be sent. Okay. So please just keep checking the chats, the comment box. The attendance form will be sent right there, and also the payment information. Okay. And also the payment information. All right, good. So make sure you take advantage of these discounts right now, because I can tell you for a fact this discount is not always going to be there. It's just for the first 20 people to try and secure your slot. So that is the benefit you are getting from what's being in today's session. All right. So we have a cohort that is starting on the 3rd of August 2024, which is this year, 3rd of August 2024. So make sure what you are part of that program. Okay. All right. So let me quickly stop sharing. I think I want to play one testimonial for us. I need to share with sound so you hear the sound. Okay. Nope. Excuse me. Yes, share with sound. Good. So let me just play one of the testimonials for us. Any of them. Okay, I'll play this one. So I click on the link and it will direct me to a YouTube page, and you can listen to the testimonial. So just someone can just give me a thumbs up.
Do you know what's hiding in your business's data?
Playing.
Companies of all sizes use BigQuery to uncover new...
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in Analytics, and joining Analytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot, and then I'm glad that Analytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities, and then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in Analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, we have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews, and yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have Analytics to go back to. They are the best and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable, one I've come across so far, and that's a very good advantage. So yes, Analytics for the win.
Oh my God, I'm getting emotional, man. Oh, anyway, so yes, so you just heard from one of our participants. All right, so that was really that was a lot to take in. All right, so I'm actually looking forward to us getting testimonials like this, that Mr. Moses will get his job and say, Analytics helped me get my job. Yes, let's say Anastasia will get a job and say, Analytics help me get this job. Kelvin will get a job, and Precious will get a job. Nelson. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you in our program so that we can help you with scale up in this field. Okay. So this slide we provided, you can go through all as many as you want. All right. As many as you want. And see, there's still plenty more testimonials that you can look through. Okay. Okay, some are written testimonials and some are audio testimonials. So you can look through as many as you want and hear what they have to say about their experience. So are you ready to gain premium technology skills? That is my big question to everyone on this session today. So reply on the chat box if you are ready to gain premium technology skills. Reply yes or no if you're not. But no way, reply yes if you are. Reply yes if you are. Good. Mr. Moses on the beats. Ima is ready. Bashir is ready. Okay, who else is ready? Who else? Good. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Okay, so what I'm looking forward to see is every name that is responding now, securing their first slot. Okay, secure your slot for that discount. It is very important. Secure your slot. It is my advice to you. If you want to pay the full money, pay the full money. If you want to pay the discount, the full price, pay the full price. But you can still secure your slots if you don't have the full amounts to pay. Okay, so please secure your slots and let us get to work. All right, so my colleagues will start pasting what the feedback form and the what payments details on what the chat box, and we can use that. Okay, so the details is also on this slide when it's provided to you. Excuse me. It's also on this slide. So let me scroll back to the top where I was talking about the pricing. Okay, so you can click on this main stack link and it will take you to the point where you can make what's the payment. Okay, so when you're given this slide, you can click on this link and it will take you to that spot. All right. Okay, and also you can contact our customer service. They are ever ready to take your questions and get to work. And if you are confused about the program you want to join in, you don't know, is it data science? Is it data engineering? Is it data analytics? Here's what I'll do for you. Secure your slots, make the first payment, secure your slots, and you can join one of our clarity sessions on Tuesday. There we'll have a lot of our experts, our facilitators. They'll be right there on that call discussing with you how we can how you can search what's the best fit program for you. If you are confused, if you are skeptical about anything regarding the program, you're not sure if it will require me to have this knowledge, must I know how to do control Y first before I do data science? Secure your slot and come on that. We'll tell you everything. And the truth of the matter is, you don't need any knowledge. It's designed for you. Okay? It's designed for you. Okay, someone is saying, can I make the payments at the end of August as I opt for September batch? Okay, good. Yes, you can. I think this is something. Okay, one of my colleagues would respond to that text at the moment. Okay, so Lydia will respond to that text at the moment. So yes, you can secure your slot for that, and there are ways we go about that. So if you want to defer to the next month, you can actually do that. Okay. Okay, but if the point is, if you want to be part of this discount, you have to be part of the first 20 people to pay. Okay, so secure your slot to get the part of this discount, and you can resume, maybe make the full payment at the end of August to resume September. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, Ima. Okay, so you can secure your slots and for this discount, and you can defer the point where you want to resume, but there's a threshold to which you can defer. Okay, you can't just secure a slot now and say I want to resume next year November. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, because our pricing are actually is not constant. Okay, we are adding more value to it, and a lot of things are actually there to influence the pricing. But good. So she has given you a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp number that you can message. Please do that. Okay, Ima, message that number, send in the current question you're asking, and they will respond to you. Okay, if anybody else has any other similar question to ask, you can send a message to that number as well. All right, if anybody has a similar, indicate and we'll send you the number to ask your question. All right, issues regarding payments, or issues regarding the program you want to join, we have our customer service line all here. Okay? Good, good, good. So if you enjoyed today's session, just give me a thumbs up and we can start rounding off. All right. So give me a thumbs up if we're ready to round off. If we're ready to round off. Good, good, good. Mr. Moses, thank you for being very interactive today, as well as Ima and Precious, and a lot of persons, a lot of brilliant persons and beautiful men and women. Good. So good, good, good. I'm looking forward to seeing these faces in class. Let us dissect data science. Let us enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves, okay? So thank you for joining the session today. Now have a wonderful day, everyone. Okay. So make sure you fill the form so that you can always access the materials we used today. Okay. So that you'll be provided with the materials we used today. Make sure you fill that form, all right? And make sure you secure your slots. They're not the 10%. Secure your slots. All right. You want to get a job, you have to pay a price. All right. Good. So now, thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely night, everyone. So nobody's telling me good night. Mr. Moses, and the rest of them, they're not telling me good night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Good night. Alex, thank you. Good night. Thank you. Good night, Moses.